This is a video I've been trying to make for a while, but as you can tell, I've been very busy. Okay, today on Uncle Touchies, we're just going to do a quick overview. That probably won't turn out to be quick, because I get a little long-winded. And probably won't be that informative, because I'm kind of an idiot. But, of Hydro Thunder, and what the boot sequence is kind of like. A lot of mysterious beeps and clicks and clacks, and half the time they never turn on. You don't know what to do. You don't know what's normal. Hopefully this video will help you figure it out. Okay, and this is what it looks like when they turn on from the front. You get the marquee up, you get the lights flashing on the buttons. Validator's lit if you got one of them. Boost lights blinking. I'll get a shot from the back here in a little bit that'll show you the beeps. Where you will be able to hear the beeps a lot better. It takes just long enough to display an image on the monitor to make you convinced that it's broken. I fire these up all the time, and they'll always the last ones in the arcade to come to life, and I'm always nervous they died. But just another second here, we should get some garbage up on that screen. There's a bunch of beeps I'm sure you can't hear from the audio, but once again we'll get them on the back. Boom. I was going to try to link to the second game, which it won't be able to. There you just heard the speakers pop and crack. If you're not linked, I believe it doesn't display that screen at all. And just like that, it's ready to go. Okay, now I got them both fired up. We're going to go a quick overview of the exteriors of the game. It appears that there are two speakers in the headrest of the seat. There are not. It is just a single speaker behind that prop hazard sticker, or prop hazard cover there. It's held on by security Torx. Your game will sound like it's a bad shaker motor or loaded with rocks or something. That rear speaker tends to blow on them. And then you have another audio speaker up in the grill here. The power switch is conveniently located out of reach. Not so bad when you can get to the sides, but impossible to get to that game. So I have remote outlets for those. Actually, every game down here is on those. The seat is held on by mythical bolts that you'll never actually encounter, but they would live in those holes. You unbolt them, slide the seat back. You'll have a plug-in down here. That'll unhook your rear speaker so you can remove the seat. And then the second one here I added, Live Golf, it actually says. That's for my underglow. I did keep the underglow separate so I can remove the seat so I can move the games around. Now on this first one I've done a couple little mods that you may want to do to your own, and I'll show you those next. Now on the first game I moved the power switch so I could access it prior to me having the remote outlets. And it lives right up there now. So now I can just pop open my coin door, reach in and turn on the game. It doesn't get used now, which is why I did not do it to the second game, because now they're on remote outlets. Another thing I added to this game, I got an on-off switch here. That's not in the average game. All that does is that disables the rear speaker in the seat, the subwoofer, so I can play it at night without pissing the family off too much. There's probably many monitor options in here. That's your monitor adjustable, hang down in here. Maybe it's supposed to live somewhere, I don't know. It doesn't in either of them. Then you got your volume and your test switches there. This guy over here has a bill validator and a little security lock on him. It's an oddball little bill acceptor though. But same general setup inside there. Now let's check out the back of it. Okay, now we'll go over a few of the components in the back. Obviously you have the PC. We'll pop the cover off that in a minute here. This board here, that's your Diego board. That hooks to the PC, and then that feeds the video to the monitor. I don't exactly know what it does, although I do have a bad one that makes the game not have the color red, so something to do with that. Over here is your forced feedback board. Over here you have your audio amp. On the other game where we have the kill switch on the audio. This is actually where we spliced in to kill that rear speaker. Your force feedback motor and position switch. That runs up to the throttle. Your buttons back there. There are different versions. I don't exactly know what it does other than it's something force feedback related. You'll find a funny little donkus right here. Some have it, some don't. I do not know the difference between the two games. I have not found any difference in gameplay other than some have that piece, some don't. There are different monitor options, so this part may not be relevant to your particular game. Now we'll pop into this PC. I already pulled the thumb screws out. Yeah. Lots of wind, really loud back here. 2 fans on the bottom. When you fire it up, you want to see them come to life, and now that I look, holy cow, are they dirty, I gotta clean them. This one does have a cool RGB, well, you can't see it with my light. Anyways, it does flicker light out of the power supply for some cool reason, but this is where we connect our 2 games together. Wire runs down, it has to run over, you either need a crossover cable, a crossover connector, which is what I have in there, or you can run them to a router or a switch. I'm not exactly sure the terminology for which is which or if they are interchangeable. I have had them ran through a basic switch at one point. If you run more than 2 together, you have to link them through that. This is its version of the video card. As far as I know, that does not output a usable image to a normal computer monitor. You can shove, I can't remember which slot it was though, but you can shove a normal video card in here. So when you power up the computer, you can hook it on a normal LCD monitor. It will not play the game, but it'll get you into the BIOS of the computer and you can hopefully detect what's going on there. It does have 3 RAM slots. It only uses a single stick. You see them in there. The processor lives inside this heatsink up in here. It has its own fan as well. I can't get the camera to focus there. There we go. Hard drive. There are different versions of the game. I once again do not know the difference other than they will not pair if you're running different versions of software on the hard drive. So if you have 2 that won't link and can't figure out why, on the very first boot screen, which I'll try to show you on the other one here, it'll tell you your software version. You got to make sure that number is the same. I believe that's an isolator transformer. That big guy I've never had to deal with. He just works. Okay, now I'm going to try to show you right at the beginning here where it shows you your software version if you're having a hard time getting them to link up or just curious. Right there. 101B. Make sure that matches if you're trying to link them together. Okay, I'm going to shut it off now with the control so we can listen to the boot up from the back. Okay, now we're going to listen to the beeps and watch the lights, and hopefully it'll help you figure out what's wrong with yours. Or so there you heard at the very beginning that bill validator made some noises which you may not hear. So you've heard the first initial beeps. You got red blinky on the Diego. That was all PC noises. Still no lights on the audio. More PC noises. Now on the second one, actually it detected it and it's trying to relink. There the speaker pops, and now there should be junk on the screen. I did have one PC. I wasn't sure if it was it acted like a bad power supply. I had no fan spin. It would turn on, things would just wiggle. kind of hum and then die. I replaced the power supply in a different PC, and then one fan started rolling smoke. So I don't know if I unplugged that fan originally if it would have worked or not, but watch for that. If your PC is not booting, start removing things. Remove cards, do whatever you can just to get that thing to boot. Once it boots, find a video card you can jam in there, get it on a normal monitor, and hopefully you'll get some usable information out of the BIOS. The Golden Tee and Buck Hunter IT boards from the green and red boards, that's what I use in here. And I'm able to use a standard PC monitor with it. Now what I use for the underglow lights is just this super cheap LED strip light. Self-adhesive. I did support it with hot glue just because I didn't want it falling off. It is strictly the color blue. I do not have a separate power supply or remote for them. It just powers on with the game. And what I did was this very non-professional tap off the computer power. And I don't even see where I grounded it. I don't remember. Just follow the wires here. Dink, dink, dink. Nope, there's my ground right there. So, just find 12 volt power and ground. Don't short it out. You don't want to take out your computer power supply, but nice and simple. Turns on with the game. Okay, hopefully that video will help you get your own Hydro Thunders working. Also, please do not forget to vote for William Changer 2020. Like and subscribe. Play Hydro Thunder. And we'll have more Hydro Thunder videos coming. If I missed something or you're having more questions, I do have the manual. I can post some pictures of that or just comment. A lot of Hydro Thunder people will be watching this, and hopefully we can get you some answers on what's going on with your own machines.